guys, welcome to the Nodes of Fate, your soul growth for 2025-2026. These readings are designed to give you a lot of helpful information about the next 18 months with regard to your soul growth. And I'm pre-recording the intro, which is going to be the same on each of the videos, so that you don't need to, once you've watched this once, you don't need to watch it for the other videos. The readings the tarot readings will be for your rising sign, because on everybody's chart, the rising happens in the same exact spot at the beginning of the first house right here. Okay, where your sun can be anywhere, but your rising will always be in the same spot, and that helps me pinpoint where Pisces likely falls in your chart, so that I can make this very personal and very applicable to you personally. Okay, so that's why if you're watching and you say, oh, there's Aries, I'm an Aries. No, it's for Aries rising. Okay, so the first thing I want you to know is I'm grouping these readings by element. So the first videos will be for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The second group will be Virgo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Third grouping will be for the air signs Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and the fourth grouping will be for Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So I'm grouping them by element: fire, earth, air, and water. And there's a very specific spread that I'm using, and I won't do a lot of over clarifying, because I've got clear messages about what each position of each card is looking for. Okay, and so let me give you the rundown, but before I do that, please note that I'm offering a Valentine's special on my private readings. $100 off. $100 off. And my readings aren't that expensive anyway, so the link is below, and click on that. It's first come, first serve, so you're not getting a date that you have to commit to. It's first come, first serve, and that special offer disappears at 11:59 p.m. on February 1st. So I will be mentioning it on February 1st as well, for that first February monthly energy update reading. If by chance I don't get to that until the 2nd, I may extend it one day just to be fair, but I'm hoping I catch up with everything. I have 2 sick relatives with the flu, and they live at opposite ends of my town, one on the east coast, one on the west, so I've been running myself ragged taking care of these 2 people, so my apologies. Yeah, so if you want, I've already got a bunch of bookings. These are not going to be a rapid turnaround, so get yourself a spot, and that's my way of saying thank you so much for all of your support these past few months. There has been a noticeable difference in the algorithm, in my ranking, and how I'm doing with regard to the algorithm. So thank you for that, and this is my way to pay it forward. So thank you. So let's talk about the nodes of fate. The North Node and the South Node are the nodes of the moon. They're vectors. They're energy points, right? We have an orbit of the moon. It goes and then it moves with the sun, and then there's like these points where they cross, and the elliptic, and we call that the North Node. And then there's one down here we call the South Node, and that's how we get eclipses. So that's helpful to know. But they like the one for the North Node sort of shoots off an energy vector to the north, and the South Node shoots off an energy vector to the south. And we look, we have Rahu and Ketu as well for those who follow sidereal and astrology, the head of the dragon, the tail, whatever. So what we're talking about here, though, the North Node to me is our dharma. It's what we're here to do. It's our purpose. It gives us direction. The South Node, our karma, what we brought in from past life. And if you don't buy into that, it's kind of what we're already comfortable with. Think of it as your comfort zone. You're good. You don't need to kind of lean on it as a crutch. You can let it go. The North Node should be a little bit more challenging, a little bit out of the comfort zone. So it should be a stretch. Okay, it should stretch us a bit. The nodes change signs every 18 months, and therefore they have about a 19-year journey. It takes them 19 years to get back to the same sign, so think about that. I'm not talking about the nodes in your natal chart. I'm talking about the nodes as they transit. So this is a transiting North and South node. They move backwards. They're always retrograde. So they just moved from Aries and Libra and shifted into Pisces and Virgo. They're always directly opposite each other. So that occurred on January 11th or 12th that they made this change, and they'll be in these signs until August 17th of 2026. So all of our eclipses are going to be in Pisces and Virgo. Okay, little heads up about that. The first few months of 2025 are very heavy with Pisces energy, because we have Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces, in Pisces. We have Saturn in Pisces, and we have Venus in Pisces. So it's bringing up a lot of karma, a lot of soul lessons, a lot of experiences that we've been clearing stuff out, where we've been asked to let go of a lot at a significant level, which sounds like that would be more of a South Node thing. But because Pisces has an energy signature of dissolving, right? That's one of the energy signatures of the 12th house. We dissolve into one, and then we're born anew in Aries, the Alpha and the Omega situation. But with all this concentration of energy in Pisces, in the Pisces area of your chart for these first few months, it's pointing the North Node, pointing you to what needs to be dissolved. As a result, and listen carefully, because I'm seeing a lot of it in the comments on my readings, you may need to focus on your grounding, because you don't want to become too detached or too unmoored, right? It can be very disorienting, is what I'm trying to say. So heads up, focus on your grounding, at least these first few months of 2025, so you've got your wits about you, because there's a lot of very dissolved energy happening in the Pisces area of your chart. Pisces also increases dream states, other states of consciousness as well, especially as we tap into the higher realms, and we can do so more quickly, more easily. With the North Node in Pisces, we'll be learning to trust our energy outside of our body, outside of the physical world. So, meditation, anything when we're working more with manifestation. Any of those of you who work with energy, Reiki, channeling, any of you who have more psychic abilities, it'll be faster, it'll be easier. Those of you who are newer to these gifts may learn quicker. You may feel that you're kind of having logarithmic growth in your skills. All of us may experience that, quite honestly. I talk about ascension a lot, and I talk about ascension from a very internal process, usually, about the work we're doing, right? And about manifestation is part and parcel of the work we do. And I still maintain that. I still believe that, right? I always say the two of wands. What do you want, right? In an ideal world, what do you want if you could have anything? And then what do you need to set in motion so that it arrives? It's not a twitch the nose like Bewitched and then it's there. With Pisces North Node, there's an ascension process that is available a whole lot faster. I'm saying it because I've seen it. We'll be pulling all this energy outside of our physical experience into our current timeline and sort of ascending to that higher timeline. And it's going to feel very real, like it's happening in real time. Like that. So we need to be grounded. We need to be grounded. Very helpful that the South Node is in an earth sign. But South Node is about purging and release, right? And letting things go. And so the Virgo South Node is where we're clearing out, where we're purging, where we're letting go of what's no longer useful. In Virgo, that relates directly to our physical bodies. Now, does it start to make sense what's happening here? It's the physical body. Specifically with regard to digestion. Oh my God, I just had this experience late December, and it kind of just started to clear out when the nodes change signs. So I had my digestion issue right before they changed signs. Stomach, liver, intestines, it's how we process our energy physically, how we digest energy. Literally, food is energy. We're purging what's no longer healthy, what's no longer needed, what no longer supports us. This also applies to Virgo areas of service, our jobs, our daily routines, and our tasks. It also applies to pets and domesticated animals. I'll go as far as saying farm animals for those of you who work in those fields. Not animals out in the wild, but those that are relatively domesticated. Those we need to really be alert and aware of them and what they're purging and what they're experiencing and what's happening with them in the physical realm. We may find that some of our work is just no longer needed, that we're meant to move on. We're meant to move forward into different skills and abilities and tasks. But I want you to see it as not like we're being displaced in any way. It's more of an up-leveling. This whole thing, this next 18 months is an up-leveling, if we choose to see it that way and experience it that way, leading us to healthier ways of being and living. But it's a top-down experience because we're leading with Pisces. Okay, that's why I'm saying let's anchor ourselves, let's stay grounded, because it's a top-down. As we process new downloads, new information, new energies that are taking us almost out of our body into a higher timeline, we have to purge the unhealthy habits and take care of our bodies so we can realign instantly. We ain't gonna have no time for couch potatoing, right? And we gotta realign so we can be grounded, so we can be strong and healthy as we receive more energy and then more downloads. And then we see how our bodies pick that up, how our bodies work with that. But it's top down, and it starts with, oh my God, I'm going to say it, intuition. And I've been threatening you all with a class now for months. And now you see why I've been waiting. I didn't wait intentionally. Lots of crap has happened in between. I did my digestive purge before you all because I couldn't wait for this. I had to get it out of the way so I could up level first, and so that I can talk to you intelligently about intuition. It's going to be about how you feel, what you intuit about the energy that's correct for you. So what's correct for you is not going to be correct for me, is not going to be correct for the next person. And then asking the body to support it, to realign, to support all this energy you're digesting, and realizing that you're now ready to improve. You're ready for this higher timeline. Virgo wants improvement. Virgo energy wants improvement, but it doesn't do that on its own because it's South Node. It takes it takes direction from the Pisces intuition of what needs to be released. It's the processing mechanism. Pisces is the dissolving agent, is the intuition tells you what needs to be dissolved, what needs to be up-leveled, and it's all kind of like, I envisioned it as a transfusion process. That's how I envisioned it. Better word that I heard somebody else say is that it's a mind and body reset. A spiritual mind and body reset. Next 18 months, kids. Mind, body reset. I personally feel transfused after what I went through. I could have used one myself, right? That's what I have. That is the introduction to Pisces North Node, Virgo South Node. In the readings to come, and it is time stamped, as I said, so you can get to what you want. It is for your rising sign, so that I will indicate what houses the Pisces will likely fall in your chart, so that you can look at your natal chart if you have access to it. If you don't, you're not going to need it, because I'm going to say, well, it could be in your 8th, your 7th, or your 6th. Remember, it always moves backwards, and I'm going to give you some keywords for what those houses are about, so you know where this big up-leveling may be happening for you. Okay? What areas of life you'll need to be paying attention to, for what needs to go, what you might be ascending to, where your intuition will be sharpest, right? Okay. And that's what I have. So onward and upward, I'm really excited about this. Let's jump in. See you inside. Bye. Hey guys, welcome to your Nodes of Fate reading, Taurus rising. Here we go. We have the North Node is symbolized here by the Moon card, which represents Pisces, and the South Node is aligned here with the Hermit card for Virgo. So we're going to use those in our tarot spread as our anchor cards. But before I jump in, I want to talk to you about the house placements. For the rising sign of Taurus, you're likely to find Pisces show up in your 11th house, your 10th house. Some of you might have it stretch as far as the 9th house, but mainly the 11th and the 10th. So let me just get my notes up here. For the 11th house, it's what one does to make a difference and relate to the collective. I have to read the notes because there are a lot of keywords here. So the keywords are the future, dreams, life desires, group activities, friendships, social relationships and responsibilities, networking, associations, activism. That's going to be a big one the next 18 months. Humanity, receiving love, detachment, metaphysical pursuits. That's a biggie. Quantum energies, that's part of what we're talking about with Pisces too. Cosmic understandings. In the 10th house, what one uses to connect to their higher purpose. That's the house of career, right? Our external lives. So it's personal authority, career, professional goals, purpose, status, your public role, how others perceive you at work, legal titles in society such as husband, wife, partner, well-earned rewards, recognition, external manifestation, your role in the community, ego gratification, organizational structures, long-term achievements, mastery of skills. And then if you have any bit of Pisces in the 9th house for some of you, what is greater than oneself and a guiding force for living? Because that is a house of expansion and the higher mind. So it's about belief systems, religion, philosophy, long distance travel, legal matters and the law, internationalism, publishing, public relations, universities and higher education, adventure, searching for meaning and purpose, justice, mystical searching and learning, higher life perspectives. So those are the houses, the 11th, the 10th, and the 9th. It will move in that order. Those are the themes and the keywords for that North Node in Pisces. And remember, we're talking about, how we're evolving and dissolving at the same time, and using Virgo will be, the South Node will be directly opposite with a purge mechanism in the houses that are opposite that. Okay, so that you can sort of get a feedback loop of what your intuition senses is ready to go, to dissolve and to be purged, and what you're ascending to almost simultaneously. I love that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pull the spread. It is a newer spread to me. It's not a normal reading. I'm not... this is I have notes on the positions of the cards. It's very specific, so I'm not going to need to do as much clarifying as I normally do, because I'm not picking up a storyline here per se. Okay, this is for your soul growth for 2025 and 2026. Here we go, Taurus. Let me pull. Card 3 is the challenge. Perfect card for you. Card 4 is support. Everyone's getting this card in this position or this next one, which is lessons to learn. Ooh, the star. That's your faith card. Opportunities for growth, right? Getting friends and others to support you and to be cooperative, and integration. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so in your challenge card, this card is revealing current challenges that make it difficult for you to align with your North Node, right? Because if your North Node, we know the moon is our intuition, but it can also be what we can't see, triggering fears and insecurities. So part of your challenge is working through that, right? Coming up with creative solutions to problems, being more focused on your intuition, being more focused on what's changing and shifting for you. And so this provides insights into what you need to overcome or work through. You get the work card, in order to grow and create better alignment. So that's really interesting. Your support, this card represents the energies that are available to you to align fully with your soul's blueprint. Well, this is the self-care card. So when you get the self-care card as a support card, it's saying this is your anchoring, right? You need to kind of put yourself first in these moments when you're feeling unmoored. Right? If you even look at, I chose this deck to pull this card from because she's kind of unmoored, right? She's sort of sinking and not really sure of where Earth is. And I pulled the Hermit because in this deck, the Hermit is levitating. So it's like we're meeting ourselves somewhere here, right? It's very interesting. And so with this support card being the Queen of Pentacles, to kind of say, focus, this is going to be a challenge, but put your oxygen mask on yourself first. Make sure you're breathing, make sure you're grounded, make sure you find your creature comforts, especially you, Taurus, because you have them. That's your calling card, is what do you need to feel, what are all your little creature comforts and your little luxuries that you're going to need for the next 18 months to help you feel grounded, to help you feel supported, to help you feel like you're on terra firma, okay? That you're a person of the earth here, because we're going to be spending a lot of time in higher realms in the next 18 months. So I love that you get that Queen of Pentacles. So that's your support. Lessons to learn. This card provides insights into the areas of personal growth and development that are currently relevant to you. So the star is about trust, right? Give it all over to the universe. Trust that the universe has your back. It's a faith card. I know. And, not for nothing, Taurus, And I know I'm talking to Taurus rising, but the rising sign is what we put out to the world, how people perceive us. And so, Taurus, you're associated with the Hierophant, which is spiritual, which, does put a lot of emphasis on our commitments and our responsibilities to the commitments, and then people let us down because of that. So we, this lessons to be learned is sometimes we have to have faith in ourselves, faith and trust that we're reaching for something higher. We're putting a lot of faith that the universe has our back and will grant the wish, that the dream will come true somehow, some way. It's all being worked out behind the scenes for our highest good. I love that. And then opportunities for growth. We have the Three of Pentacles. This card reveals the opportunities or potentials for growth that are available to you right now. It represents areas of life in which you can focus your efforts to experience personal transformation. So this talks about being more cooperative and co-creative with others, right? Call in who you need to support you, right? And as you're working on things, who is like-minded? Who gets you? Who do you think would be an ally? Who do you think would be a natural person or friend? Maybe this is about reaching out to people you haven't reached out to in a while, pulling them back in. This whole reading feels more about you and it's very 3D, Pentacle, Pentacle, Pentacle. It's very earthbound. And we're going through a time where you're going to be reaching for some dreams. You're going to be kind of needing to be very, very focused, right? And sort of put some effort into some things and create using your creativity the next 18 months. And it's going to be a lot of heady stuff. So I'm seeing your need to kind of be cooperative and co-creative. And part of this little trinity here is the divine, is spirit, is the universe, is whatever you think of as that third higher source. So I'm liking this as your opportunity for growth card, because it's maybe something that you tend to maybe be the one in charge or be the one delegating, but you do a lot yourself. This is now time for you to kind of call everyone in, right? So that we've got more of a team, especially if you have Pisces in the 11th house, especially. And then secondarily, the 10th house, because it feels like a lot of this is going to be in your work life, okay? And then take care of yourself and say, I trust you, people. I trust you. I have faith in you. You've got this. I got a great team in you. And learn how to really delegate and not do it all your effing self. Okay? And then the integration card, the Three of Wands, is and then watch it all arrive. Watch it all come to fruition. This card represents how to achieve harmony between old patterns and new potentials so that you can fully embody your higher self. This is that moment where it's like, yep, I shifted a little bit in this moment where something is really shifting in that North Node. Is I'm dissolving my controls. I'm dissolving that part of me that thinks that I'm the only one that can do it, that I'm the only one I can count on. I'm delegating better. I'm in a creative mind meld with people. I'm taking care of me. I'm getting back to some self-care routines, and I'm calling in the help that is needed and getting cooperation, and I'm choosing creative team members wisely, whatever it is for you. Okay? And I'm having a little bit more faith, and I'm putting things together in a way that supports me. All right? I'm still in charge, but I'm taking care of me. And then I'm watching it arrive. Ships coming in card. I'm watching it arrive as the old patterns dissolve away, and that South Node in Virgo anchors me as all that needs to go goes. And what's arriving is something totally new and different. And you manifested it in real time. Lovely. Okay, so I'm just going to give, I want a little bit more. So now you see why not a lot of clarification is needed. The story tells itself because this is about your soul growth for the next 18 months. So I want a little bit more on, let's look at the Eight of Pentacles, the challenge. King of Pentacles, Two of Cups. Whoa, okay. Yeah. The challenge is also coming up with creative solutions to problems, but also about work-life balance, especially for those of you that are in a committed relationship. King, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Cups. The time is right for you to prioritize your home life, especially if you have Pisces in the 10th house. The opposite house is the 4th house, which is the house of home life. Right? Your private life, your personal life. So the time is really important, right, for that. So that will be a challenge. That's why I'm seeing something here with work balance, life balance, trusting more, delegating more, and then let's see the integration piece. Yep. Or if you're not married, but prioritizing your relationship or finding a relationship even a priority, finding a soulmate a priority, and not putting that on the back burner in the next 18 months. Yes, and look, there's our Three of Pentacles. The integration, someone else had this, another sign had this exact combo, I want to say. Yeah, this is about, as things arrive, the integration is that you sort of have a different perspective. That Knight of Swords feels like things come to you faster. You can speak it into reality quicker as it arrives, as you're manifesting it, because you've got that wisdom. Then this isn't always about stagnation. It's about the observation, the vision, the perspective shift. This is a perspective card that comes from sort of pulling yourself out of the weeds of a situation, getting up and above it, because you've called in help, you've been cooperative, you've delegated, you've got a good team, you've got, something more creative happening, you've got assistance, you're being a part of a team instead of always doing everything yourself. So it feels to me like the big shift, the integration is, oh, I see it differently now, and I can articulate what I need and what is helpful to me. So I'm more of an effective team person, team player myself. So you may be prioritizing something more personal in the next 18 months, and it may impact how you operate in your public life at work. That's what I have for you, Taurus rising. Looks like an interesting 18 months. Bye for now. Oops, don't forget, $100 off private readings for the Valentine's Day special. Still going on till 11:59 p.m. February 1st. Grab your spot. Bye. Hey guys, welcome to your Nodes of Fate reading Virgo rising. So, Virgo rising, here we go. These are our anchor cards. We have the Moon, which represents Pisces, and the Hermit, which represents the South Node. The Moon is the North Node, obviously, as our anchor cards for this reading. Before I jump in, I want to remind you that I have that $100 off the private reading Valentine's Day special. The link is below the video, and that is going to time out at 11:59 p.m. on the 1st. That's Saturday. So definitely grab your spot. It's first come, first serve. I'm not going to make it this reasonable. Again, I never offer $100 off. So if you've been wanting one, it's super affordable at $100 off. Check that out. Also, if you are here as the Virgo rising, you now know that the South Node, the transiting South Node, is hitting your rising sign. It's going to cross over your rising sign. So that will be very impactful for you. So anyone with Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, anyone with Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus are going to have some more impactful energies hitting them. if you have a Virgo North Node or a South Node, if you have a Pisces North Node or South Node, those folks too will also be having a nodal return or reversal, depending if they have the opposite. Okay, so all I can say about that is you are being shown a little bit more intently what you need to release, what you need to dissolve, what you need to purge in this next 18 months within the houses, right, that are specific to those signs, meaning Pisces and Virgo. So we know if you're here as the Virgo rising, we're talking about the first house, and across from that where the Pisces is definitely the 7th house, but for some of you, you may have Pisces in the 8th, Pisces in the 7th, or Pisces even falling a bit in the 6th house. So what I'm going to read for you is what you need to know about those houses, starting with the 8th, in case some of you have some Pisces, because of Placidus house system, some people have a mix, have it spread out further. If you have Pisces in the 8th house, these are the themes. What one intimately shares with others, shared resources, others' opinions, emotional depth, sexuality, support from others, insurance, taxes, mysteries, psychology and the psyche, counseling, rituals, taboos, deep transformation, binding contracts, magic, emotional energies from others. Remember, it's a money house, so it's the house of inheritances and credit cards and loans and all that stuff too. So because we've got some dissolving energies, you want to have your eye open for that. If you have Pisces in the 7th house, it's what one shares in relationships. So relationships, cooperation, personal commitments, legalities, business negotiations and contracts, interdependence, significant others, and partnerships, so marriages and such. Open enemies, the kind that isn't hidden, like you know that there are some enemies out there. Diplomacy, balancing energies between self and others. If you happen to have some Pisces energy in your 6th house, it's what one is responsible for on a daily basis. So that's how to be of service to others and oneself, daily work, healing abilities, regular responsibilities, training programs, apprenticeships, skill development, physical health and body, diet and nutrition, hygiene, domestic pets, natural skills and abilities, because 6th house rules the sign of Virgo, so makes sense that we'd have some of that fall in there. Sorry about that. Okay, so those are the houses, the themes, and the keywords for you to be looking at and considering when we did the introduction with regard to the Pisces themes of the North Node. And opposite that is where the South Node is, hitting your first house there, right? Everything that's dissolving and purging away. And for those of you that, because you're Virgo rising, what's going to be left for you is almost like a brand new you. Okay, because South Node is like, yeah, there are old ways of being that I'm not comfortable with anymore. And because the first house is about our identity and who we are, core personality, there are some, habits and traits to our core personalities that we grow out of. And this may be one of those moments, these little 1.5 periods where some of you will come out on the other side decidedly different human beings for the better. So she says. Okay, so this is a very different spread. I'm going to jump in. We have our anchor cards, our North and South Node. I'm going to pull the other cards. I may not do much clarifying at all because each card has a very specific position. So once I pull it, so this isn't like me pulling out your storyline or it's focused on your soul growth for the next 18 months. Each card has a specific position and meaning to it, and I will talk you through it. And then if I feel the need to get a little more clarity on a card or two, I will. Okay? Card number 3, your challenge, 4 of Pentacles. Yeah. Your support, 8 of Pentacles. Interesting. Lessons to learn, 2 of Pentacles. Opportunities for growth. Look at all the Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. And integration, Emperor. My goodness. Okay, I need to sip with something. Take note, Virgo rising. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 earth energy cards here. 1 fire. You are really doubling down on your grounding, which is really helpful and very important. So the challenge card, and I have notes here because I want to, invest in this for you and make sure you understand each position. The challenge card reveals the current challenge that makes it difficult for you to align with your North Node. And when I say yours, I mean the transiting, the one that's moving through the heavens right now. Thus, it provides insights into what you need to overcome, to work through in order to grow and create better alignment. Okay, so we know this perfect card here with this person sort of sinking into the depths of the ocean here with that moon card, right? Which the moon card is our intuition, but it can also be our fear. And it can feel very oppressive. And so here is your challenge, is kind of being guarded, not sharing, holding back based on fear. This energy feels like it doesn't trust, right? I'm not going to share myself. I'm going to guard my heart. I'm going to erect some walls here. I'm going to be, on my guard. So that's a challenge because you're going to need to work through this in order to grow in this next 18 months in your soul growth plan to come into better alignment with this transiting North Node. The support, this card represents the energies or resources available to you for aligning fully with your soul's blueprint. And that's like, yeah, okay, take it one freaking pentacle at a time. You don't have to eat the whole elephant. Take it one bite at a time. Focus on one thing, right? And be creative about it. This is perfect for Virgo rising because it's very linear, right? Notice how each pentacle climbs up the wall. They're not scattered. They're not strewn about. It's very organized. It's very linear. It's very bullet pointy. Okay? This is here to assist that. Make it a project. Virgo rising. Make it a project. Yeah, I need to kind of let my guard down a little bit because I'm going to be working on intuition and I can't really receive the energies. I'm not going to be able to make sense of all the downloads Laura just talked about for 17 minutes. I'm not going to be able to make sense of that if I'm all, blocked up. And so I got to take it one bite at a time and work through it. And the best way to do it is make a project out of it. If I have to have folders and color-coded, binders or sticky notes, whatever I got to do, make it pretty. I got to do it. So that's your support. Lessons to learn here. This card provides insights into the areas of personal growth and development that are currently relative to you. I love this, and I will clarify this one for sure. Because I'm not sure if it's about, lessons to learn is like stalling for time, right? The ultimate delay artist, right? What do you call that when you procrastinator? Oh, I'm not a Virgo rising. I'm a Virgo sun, and I will procrastinate like my funeral. Okay, so honestly, that's what this is about. So, but it can also be about assessing realities on the ground and, being aware of what you're dealing with from one moment to the next. So I'm going to clarify it to make sure that I understand what the insights are that are currently relevant to you. This is perfect for This was the lessons to learn. This is the opportunities for growth. Potentials for growth that are available to you right now represents the area of life in which you can focus your efforts to experience personal transformation. So, for example, if this is your effort, because this is an effort card that's supporting you to work through this part of you that feels the need to really pull back and really guard yourself and really, create boundaries that are more like fortresses, because boundaries are healthy, but this doesn't feel healthy, right? This feels like stay the fuck away. It feels like isolationist almost. So if this is the work, right? I just lost my train of thought. Opportunities, potentials for growth available to you, areas of life you can focus your efforts. Sorry guys, it's been a really weird week. So organizing your efforts and focus on them to experience personal transformation. This card is basically saying that, and this is a Virgo card, by the way, that it's a journey, it's a process, and it's perfect because it's about beginning with the end in mind, having the vision, being methodical and deliberate and intentional about it, understanding it's not a race, that Pisces is going to be moving through, the North Node is going to be moving through Pisces for 18 months. That's plenty of time. You don't have to conquer this in a day. Take the time you need, because you're looking for big transformation. You're not looking for small transformation. So when you begin with the end in mind and you're saying, when I get to the end of this road 18 months from now, I want it to look very different. I want to understand why I do this, and I don't want to do this anymore, right? I don't want to shortchange myself this way. I don't want to be seen as stubborn, or I don't want to be seen as cold, or I don't want to be seen as heartless, or I don't want to be seen as aloof, or I don't want to be seen as selfish, or I don't want to be seen as put a word in the blank. Okay? Even though you're not those things, you know that there are people that see you that way because of this. So what is this about? And this is your support, is taking it one freaking pentacle at a time in a very orderly way, since that's the way you may need to do it. And this is the opportunity for growth, is that it's a long road process, right? And it's more about the journey and less about the destination. Really, really lovely. And then the integration. This card represents how to achieve harmony between old patterns and new potentials so that you can fully embody your highest self. And, not for nothing, the Emperor is about, the highest and best of all four kings, but it's also about, sort of being on our game. It's, if we're not thinking of it as a person, but we're thinking of it as an energy, it's like that penultimate of being on our game, of having it all together and being ready to kind of conquer the world and take on anything with no fear or favor. And it feels to me like that might be the integration, where we can face ourselves and anyone else. Maybe it could be facing, a divine masculine without any need for these kinds of self-protections, hiding behind something. So I say that for that reason. Let me jump in, and whoa, I am over time, but I wanted to look at the Two of Pentacles to be sure I understood that. So this is your lesson to learn. Everything else I understood. Ooh. Yeah, I think because you might get overwhelmed and have lots of options and possibilities and get a little confused. The lesson to learn is how to sort of give yourself time, right? Buy yourself some time. So it's a little bit less about stalling, being indecisive. It's a little bit more about buying yourself time, making sure you're taking care of yourself, making sure you're catching your breath, getting your oxygen mask on, taking a beat, and whatever you need to feel grounded. That's a big thing the next 18 months, so that the clarity can come in, the insight can come in, that, oh, now I get it, now I see it clearly, and I have my decision ready. I'm ready to move on to the next thing. So that's what I think that Two of Pentacles is it's less about stalling, but it's a little bit more of, okay, I'm not yet decided because I'm overwhelmed. And then relying on your own capacity for self-care and grounding so that you have the time you need to get that clarity in. That's probably your lesson to learn. And this opportunity for growth with the Knight of Pentacles. Ooh. Yep. I do feel some communication with someone here, King of Wands, that's associated with Leo, but it's more about somebody that comes on strong, or that may be a little intimidating, that you may have shielded yourself from, because we know Virgo is across from Pisces now, so that means Pisces, if Virgo's in the first house, Pisces could be in the seventh house. That could be relational. Right? Let it take the time it needs to take. Don't rush a communication. Think it all through. Plot your course, right? Don't be pressured into anything. That's part of the opportunity for growth, is when you're ready to communicate, it'll happen. And take your time and plant those seeds and let it unfold naturally and organically. Okay? And then because we have some relational pieces here, let me pull for this Emperor for the integration. Wasn't going to do it, but now I feel like I need to. We've got that past life soulmate energy to achieve the harmony. Yes. There has been some form of transgression here, something that led to you going into this mode, which is your challenge, is to kind of pull away at all the bricks you've built, the fortress around your heart, because of something that was transgressive in this connection, because the integration is the harmony between the old patterns of how you protected yourself and the new potential, so you can embody your higher self, because this person may be coming toward you. And I'm feeling almost Emperor and King of Wands, right? Same person, communication, but because you're approaching it more methodically and deliberately, this just won't be a threat anymore. It won't be a threat. That's what I have for Virgo rising, okay? So, yeah, this went 5 minutes longer than I'm giving myself time, because it was important. So definitely spend the time you need, take the time you need, one pentacle at a time, invest. All these pentacles, invest in you and what you need to do, so that 18 months from now, you are definitely a different person, with less fears and with less need to live in a little fortress where people are not seeing you as approachable, because you're exceedingly approachable by everything I see here. Blessings to you. Have a fabulous 18 months. Bye for now. Hey guys, welcome to your Notes of Fate Soul Growth for 2025-2026 reading for Capricorn rising. Here we go. North Node, South Node for Capricorn rising. We've got the Moon card, which is the North Node in Pisces. We have the Hermit here for the South Node in Virgo. These will be our anchor cards for the spread. The spread is really specific, and so not a lot of clarifiers are needed. I'll pull as I need. But I'm not looking at storylines here. This is looking at your soul growth based on the house placement for for Pisces in your chart based on your rising sign, which always occurs for the AC starts the first house. So for those of you with Capricorn rising, Pisces will most likely fall in the third house or the second house. So let me tell you a little bit about those houses. So I'm going to give you the theme and I'm going to give you some keywords. So when you are thinking about Pisces North Node, what you're working through for the next 18 months for your soul growth, and what might be dissolving, where you might need some grounding, what you might be purging and leaving behind, letting go of, and what you might be ascending to, these are the themes. Third house, what one thinks and what one knows well in their close community. It's the house of communication. Communication style, keywords of learning processes, cerebral self, mental processes, early childhood learning, peers, daily routines, siblings, big one for siblings, neighbors, short distance travel, so around town and local, right? Cars and personal transportation, writing, speaking, teaching, verbal expression. Second house themes, what one claims for themselves. The second house is a money house, but it's the money that you make. Okay, personal value system, relationship with money, sense of ownership, building life on your terms, your personal finances, possessions, property, your sense of self-worth and value, your personal resources, back to basics, money in the bank, collecting and keeping, security and safety for your survival needs, what you buy because you value it. Also, it's the house of your creature comforts, right? What makes you feel comfy and safe and secure. Okay, so those are the second house and third house themes and keywords for what your focus mainly will be for the next 18 months with regard to your soul growth. Obviously, if you are working through third house or second house, depending on where Pisces falls, the South Node is opposite that, right? So then you've got, where is it? Let me show it to you. If you have the second house, opposite that is the 8th house, which is where the South Node will be. So that will be a South Node, also a money house for the South Node. If the third house, what's opposite is the 9th house, you'd have the South Node in Virgo in the 9th house. So some themes of things that you might be purging or releasing in those two houses, the 8th and 9th house. So I just wanted to make mention of that. All right, so let me pull the spread. We have our anchor cards of the North Node and South Node here, and I'll walk you through the meanings of each card. I have my cheat sheet. This is the challenge, right? Letting go of the past, making peace with it. The support, wow, 4 of Wands. Lessons to learn about worth and value, right? There's that second house. Opportunities for growth, some epiphanies, some awarenesses, some truths to be revealed. Insights and the integration. I like the Page of Pentacles for the integration because it's like a fresh start. Okay, so if we're looking at this challenge card, reveals the current challenge that makes it difficult for you to align with the North Node as it's transiting. Thus, it provides insights into what you need to overcome or work through in order to grow and create better alignment. Because the moon, we want to be operating from intuition, not from fear. And you see her sinking here. We want her reaching for that sense of security of her trust instead of sort of sinking away out of fear. This is also a fear card, right? A sense of loss, grief, sadness, what we thought we had that we didn't, and so we fear ever trusting again, and we're always looking backwards. We're always looking in the rearview mirror to what we thought we had that we didn't, and so we're never facing our future when we think about the Five of Cups. So that's the challenge. The support is thinking about the future, right? What we want it to look like, the potential of life partnership, of finding someone to walk through life with, instead of looking backward at what we had that we lost, or that didn't return the feelings, or that, it didn't, something that didn't pan out here. Okay? So the support card represents the energies or resources that are available to you for aligning fully with your soul's blueprint. It is available to you. Maybe not in the form that you wanted it to be to begin with, but it's out there and it's available. Okay, so lessons to learn. This card provides insights into the areas of personal growth or development that are currently relevant to you. So if it's relevant, it's about something that has happened that led to all this, right? And this Five of Pentacles talks about abandonment, being shunned, being rejected, something that really caused a lot of instability. For some of you, it can be financial too, but to me, it's always about being devalued, something that happened that left you feeling devalued, and then you internalized it. So your self-worth and value takes a major hit as a result. So this is a lesson to learn. And then the opportunity for growth. This card reveals the opportunity or potential for growth that is available to you, the insight, the awareness, the aha. Oh, I see it so clearly now, right? It represents the area in life in which you can focus your efforts to experience personal transformation. So the aces are gifts from spirit. There's something that's already in your field of vision. You just haven't had the epiphany yet. You haven't had that, oh, how could I not see that? But it's there. It's available to you, and it represents your opportunity for growth. How you make sense of this, right? Fives are change and instability anyway, so you've got them here, but look at the support, is that it's out there, and once you grok that, it's like, oh, I can't believe I didn't see this. Like there's some information or some truth or something that could be revealed even, that will give you an opportunity for growth so that you can kind of leave this all behind, because it certainly isn't serving you. And then the integration, this card represents how to achieve the harmony between the old patterns and the new potential so that you can fully embody your higher self. Well, I learned a lot, says the Page of Pentacles. I'm learning as I go and grow. And I'm putting one foot in front of the other. And so it feels like a clean slate, a fresh start. I'm learning as I go and grow. And remember, as I was talking in the intro, it's a reset. This feels like a reset card. Okay, so let me see where we are now. Great, I've got a little bit of time. I'm going to jump into the challenge, Five of Cups. Yep, it's kept you stuck. Oh my. Yep, you didn't have the reciprocity, no new beginning. You're ready for a new beginning though. The Six of Pentacles from the bottom of the deck. It's just lurking within. It's keeping you stuck. You keep looking backward. I gave all this. I was so generous. I was so giving. I didn't get mine. I didn't get what was supposed to be coming to me. Okay. Yep. You didn't. Now what? Right? That's why it's a challenge, because you're staying stuck in a thought pattern that is in the past. It's keeping you hurt. It's keeping you feeling less than. It isn't supporting you at all. So let's look at the support. that's trying to align you. Yes, swords, Ace of Swords, Queen of Wands, get your power back. Four of Swords, heal yourself here. For the love of all that's holy, Capricorn rising, you got some wicked power here. Something's trying to break through. Something's trying to tell you, wait, look at this, see this, grok this, understand this, right? You got it all. You got it all. Allow this to be a healing moment, a teaching moment. Yeah. Queen of Wands. Embody that energy of, I'm the prize. What am I lamenting? I'm the prize. There's something you're missing here. I'm going to see this lessons to learn in the Five of Pentacles. Seven of Swords. All right. The Moon there and the Devil. Yeah, you got screwed over. You got screwed over, and it's tanked your self-esteem. It's tanked your connection to your intuition. It's tripped you out. You've been dealing with some really negative karmic energy, and you got screwed over. That's it. That's the truth. Opportunities for growth. See it for what it is, not how you want it to be. Embody this Queen of Swords energy. Get practical about it. Get pragmatic about it. Check your emotions at the door. Reclaim your power here. There's a truth here that you're not looking at. Maybe because you're not ready or you don't want to. But, this is about soul growth. Ain't nobody got time for this baby bullshit that you were put through. It happened. It's done. You didn't get yours. I get it. You get it. But there's something better available to you. And you're getting a reset and a fresh start. And I recommend that you spend the next 18 months clearing your path because something's being put on it. That is what I have for you, Capricorn rising. Do not forget I have a special on my private readings. That's $100 off. Take advantage of that. It's first come, first serve, and it's not too late. I will close that window at 11:59 p.m. on the 1st of February. So please, please don't let it ride. Go to the website. There's a link below, and I'd love to do a private reading for you. That's my way of saying thanks for all your patience the past couple months with the wonky order for the readings, and thank you so much because it has been a huge help. So here's to your soul growth for the next year and a half. I'll see you on the flip side. Bye for now.